My name's Nicola Anthony. I'm an artist and I work in metal. The sculpture is made of stainless steel. It's called The Opposite of Love is Indifference. It's just a beautiful material, so it should be picking up the blue skies of Aspen, the crisp white snowfall in the winter months, and also reflecting back the community centre and the people around it. The sculpture is about love and against hate, and the title comes from a quote from Elie Wiesel, who was a Romanian-born Jewish American, and he was talking about not being indifferent to our fellow human beings. Even if we don't know people, other people from other cultures and other places, we shouldn't be indifferent to them, we should still care for them. So the sculpture itself is based on the shape of a spiral. It, to me, implies a kind of infinite loop and the pattern of time, and it should reflect life that's going on around the community centre. The text is written in both Hebrew and English. It's two different texts. The Hebrew text is blessings, which have been selected by Rabbi Mendel.
Everyone must be a leader. To be kind is more important than to be right. I speak because I don't have the power to remain silent. The opposite of love is not hate, it's indifference. The opposite of life is not death, it's indifference.
I love to use text in my artwork because I find it can be both at the same time very specific in what it's telling us, what the meaning is, but also it can become very abstract, particularly because I tend to bend the text or tangle it or spiral it round. It just enables one person who's looking at it to see a completely different perspective or side of it. We're all drawn to that thing which resonates with ourselves. For every individual who sees it, my hope is that they would find their own version of the artwork. From this kind of model, I cut small texts which can then be cast or enlarged to become the sculpture. If you unwound it into a long line, that would be about 35 foot long. You couldn't cast the whole thing. I have to work out how to break that down into sections, make each section individually, and then piece them together. Very tricky to get it to the right shape and to come together exactly how I wanted it, but very satisfying when you finally get there. I'm very lucky to have a team that I work with at Cast Foundry, and they help me with all the metalwork side and the heavy lifting. The nature of a spiral is that it has a vibration and a bounce to it, which is really nice because it's picking up that kind of energy from its surroundings. We wanted to find a way to allow it some movement, but really immobilise it. And with a spiral, you have lots of different tensions and pressures inside the metal that you have to learn how it's responding and then respond to it. At the moment, the world we're living in, there are a lot of people who have had to migrate, to cross borders, to leave their homes behind, whether that's right now or whether that's their family, which has meant they've grown up in a different place. In today's political climate, we're living in very divisive times in Europe and America and across the world, where we need to remember to be kind, to be accepting, to speak out when we see wrongdoing against others, and to not remain silent.